Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm happy to share with you my top must-have fragrances for beginners of the fragrance game, if you will. Essentially what this video is a list of fragrances that I consider every new person to the fragrance game should either purchase, get their hands on, smell, or take a whiff at it. These fragrances are tried, proven, tested, whatever you want to consider. They're fragrances that have gotten a lot of accolade over time, and for good reason. They're fragrances that do extremely well for it. Some people may have qualms and issues because they're so popular, and they may have come across other people smelling it, but that's kind of the point for this one. Not necessarily the most popular fragrances, but the fragrances that I really believe that you should either have in your collection or have tried out to have in your collection. This video is primarily geared towards people who are new to the fragrance game, not necessarily who have been collecting for a long time. You've probably seen some other stuff, but this is, again, for people who are new to the fragrance game. I see a lot of people constantly asking, well, what should I get? I've only worn fragrance X for 15 years or for 10 years or for however many times. It's the only fragrance they've worn. They want to kind of expand their inventory. That's what this video is for. This video is to help you out, to give you some suggestions of what to actually go after and look after for some fragrances for it. This is not meant for the veteran, again. Second point, these are not ranked. These, I'm just going to introduce them, go one by one, and introduce them. They're not in any particular rank. That's not what this is for. There's going to be a video later on, like another year. Basically, I wanted to make this a series, and I wanted to start it like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, but I did not. I completely forgot and fell off my chain until or fell off my list until I actually wrote it down and had some things that I had to go through and review and prepare for it. So, the next videos in this series, what they're going to be is essentially the fragrances that I consider are must-haves, a little bit more advanced, and the videos going beyond this will not be for new people. This one is for new people. Let's get that straight, just so it. Okay? So with that, let's go ahead and get started. The first fragrance up is a fragrance that is listed, I believe it still is #1 in the world in terms of sold. That is, we have Acqua Dior by Giorgio Armani. This fragrance, it's very clean, very crisp, very refreshing. It's got a lemony type of a vibe, very professional type of vibe. It's a fragrance that you can wear pretty much all around, all season long. I personally believe that it's primarily best for summer months, the spring months, the warmer months, but you definitely can wear this all the time, all year round, and it'll do you just fine in the cold weather, in the hot weather, you name it. It's sold #1 for a reason. Now, there are other fragrances that smell very similar to it. You could, like Periel's Red, for example, is a cheaper alternative to this that you can pick up, which I have back there on the shelf. Didn't actually take it out. But Acqua Dior is one that you definitely want to get in your collection if you have not smelled it. All right. #2, or not #2. Next on the list, we've got L'Odyssée by Issey Miyake. Pour Homme, sorry about that. Probably cut that light off. Oh well. Can't really get the light. Alright, whatever. Here's the bottle. Now, this fragrance is very similar to Acqua Dior in the aspect that, it's a crisp, clean, fresh smelling scent. This is a lot sharper than Acqua Dior though. And it's a lot sharper and it's more sour. But there's also another added benefit for this, and it lasts a lot longer than most other, the sporty citrus type of a scents that you're going to actually come across. It's going to do a lot better in those and just absolutely blow it out of the water and absolutely do fantastic. It's going to last, on my skin at least, and most reported people, over 12 hours. And for a citrus, that is absolutely fantastic. So not only do you smell good to boot, but you smell good to boot for a long time. That's definitely why I have this one on my list. And because it's sharp, you can wear it in the winter just as easily. This is a year-round fragrance that you can wear, so you're really getting your bang for your buck on this one. So, L'Odyssée, Issey Miyake. Next, I'm going to go ahead and introduce two. They both kind of fall into the same category, but I'll explain. These are more for the colder months. First one is Boss Bottled, or Boss #6. This one is, think of like apple pie. Think of a little bit of cinnamon spiciness to it. That's what Boss Bottled is. It's a very kind kind of want to say almost like an apple pie-ish type of vibe. Now, the next one is also very similar. It's L'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. Now, when I often compare these two fragrances, they smell similar. This one is a more sophisticated version, a lighter version of Boss Bottled. Boss Bottled screams a little bit more loud than L'Homme does. So if you want, a little bit more of a laid-back type of a scent, L'Homme is what you actually want to look for by Yves Saint Laurent. But if you want something that's going to project a little bit more, if you want something that's going to be a little bit louder, go for Boss Bottled. But both of these you can kind of wear in the fall. It's good for, having a signature scent in that time, or the winter, a little bit, basically when it gets a little bit colder. And the problem that this suffers a little bit more than this one is projection-wise. Projection-wise, it doesn't necessarily have the projection that this does, but it suits these purposes perfectly fine. All right. Next, an oldie classic from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier, other than the Torso Le Male. Le Male is one of the fragrances that really expanded my fragrance game, so to say. Once I came across this, it was very unique smelling. And in fact, when I had smelled fragrances before, I was kind of in the mindset that most fragrances are going to smell, at least for men, are going to smell like Acqua di Gio, like this bad baby right here. This changed that opinion of what male fragrance could smell like, and it was just mint, a lavender blast to it. It was very powerful, very in your face, and reaching out there for it. This lasts well over 18 plus 24 hours at times. This really gains strength as the day kind of goes on, and it mixes in your skin for it. I'll be blunt. I did not like Le Male when I first started. I thought it was okay at best. Over time, it's grown, and I've really come to appreciate this. Definitely highly recommend that you check out Le Male. It's primarily, think of a nice winter wearing scent, either winter, the club, something like that. This is where you can use Le Male for it. Next up on the list, from the house of Dolce & Gabbana, The One. Now, Dolce & Gabbana, or D&G The One, is a fragrance that I think has fallen off in terms of a lot of what people think about it per se, but it really is a very nice fragrance. It's a little bit understated. Not as many people like it just because as like it as they should, because it doesn't have the projection power or the lasting power that most people are coming to expect from a fragrance that smells kind of like this. Think of a little bit of a darker, sophisticated, a little bit of a type of a boozy type of a scent from this fragrance. I think it's extremely well done. Sure, it may not have the projection performance that most people want out of it, but it really does get the job done, and you will smell great when you smell it. Another one to add. Dolce & Gabbana The One. Next, an oldie. Not one of my favorite, but Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit was a game changer in terms of the fragrance game, and it's one that definitely gets accolades for many different reasons. But think of it like a violet, petroleum type of a fragrance. This may sound weird, but once you try it, definitely give this one a try. And it is up there and still selling actually great, just because of the fact that it does so well, as an actual fragrance. Again, petroleum, violet type of a smell that really is timeless, that has, never grows old, really, despite the fact that the fragrance is itself so old. Next on the list, a great clubbing fragrance, Paco Rabanne's 1 Million. Shaped like a gold bar. 1 Million is a spicy, it's a very spicy, very, I want to say cinnamony, which is also spices, but it's got a fruity type of a vibe to it, a very fun, very uplifting type of a vibe, very loud, very in your face. That's Paco Rabanne's 1 Million in a nutshell. People love to wear this one to the club for a reason. It'll overpower other fragrances that are around you, and people will definitely smell you wherever you're going with this one. So if you have an aggressive personality, if you have a personality that wants to be noticed out loud, basically, from there, go for Paco Rabanne's 1 million. Definitely one to consider for that. Now, if you're into fragrances that kind of smell like food, or as we call them, gourmands, you're going to want to take a look at these two. From the house of Theirry Mugler, I consider them both worth picking up, especially for new people. We've got on this one, pure malt. We've got this one, pure Havane. This one smells a little bit more like a cigar. It's like got a little cherry type of vibe going. Cherry, chocolatey, vanilla type of a vibe going. Where this one has a boozy malt liquor type of a vibe going to it, along with the chocolate and the vanilla from it. That's what these two fragrances kind of give, and I put them both out because I honestly have a hard time, rating, or not necessarily even rating, but failing to mention one without the other, because I really believe that they're just two sides to a coin. Okay, nuts! I forgot to turn that off. Oh well, two sides to a coin. Next, Prada Luna Rose. Sorry, Amber Pour Homme. Got confused for a second there. This is Prada Amber Pour Homme. This fragrance is an introduction to soapy type of fragrances. It's very soapy, very elegant. I once said, and I still maintain, it feels like a fragrance that a rich person would wear, and it's not going to break your bank or cost you, an enormous amount selling it. But Prada Amber Pour Homme is really a fragrance that you want to get your nose on. It may smell a little bit powdery and girlish, but trust me, it works. It works a lot better than most people actually think, and it gets accolades for a good reason. Give it a chance. The next fragrance also kind of qualifies for some people to think it smells girly, and that is, and me included at times, and that is Dior Homme Intense. Dior Homme Intense has a lipstick type of vibe to it. It's lipstick, iris. Iris is the scent that's causing the lipstick, but it has a little bit of not sure if it actually has vanilla in it. Cocoa beans or cacao, whatever you want to call it. There's a couple of things in this fragrance that make it very dark, very alluring, very seductive. It's a fragrance that is going to definitely get you compliments. It's something that you want to wear out. On a date, maybe. Want to wear out going to dinner. Wear it out to a club. This is something that really excels in social situations. Take a look at Dior Homme Intense. It's a little bit harder to find, but it's definitely worth your while. And the last fragrance, another fragrance that you can wear pretty much all year round. Or I'm sorry, second to the last fragrance. I'm actually going to grab another one real quick just because I forgot it. And that is Bleu de Chanel. Bleu de Chanel, absolutely fantastic fragrance. Probably, I want to say the newest one out of all these. But Bleu de Chanel, absolutely fantastic for many, many different reasons. The primary reason that this is great is you can wear it year round. It's a signature scent. Smells great. People love the scent. Women, men alike. I have a hard time finding people who don't like the scent. The scent was knocked like crazy when it first came out, just because people thought, it's mainstream, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But over time, it's gotten its due respect, and it's there for a reason. Definitely pick this one up if you're looking for a signature scent, something to really carry the load for your fragrances wise. All right. And the final scent that I want to go ahead and introduce is Davidoff's Coolwater. Davidoff's Coolwater. Now, I put Coolwater on here. It doesn't have to just be Coolwater. There are many Coolwater clone-y type fragrances. Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Bond Number 9 has a Coolwater clone. There are many different clone-ish type fragrances that give off this vibe. Essentially what you're going to get is a very springy type of a fragrance that kind of reminds you of fresh rain that has just fallen. It's very fresh, almost a scent that you can kind of smell someone who has freshly come out of the shower. That type of a vibe to it. That's what you're going to get when you wear Coolwater. Definitely take a look at this one, pick this one up to round out your collection, or to round out what you're actually wearing. Now, If anyone else has any suggestions of what they consider fragrances that, you know, new people or new to the collection should actually have, feel free, leave a message down below. This video is to help people, you know, get an understanding of what to actually get and what to actually buy. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'm always all ears. Feel free to leave a message down below or send me a message privately through it. Either way, I'll try and answer within a timely manner. All right? Thank you. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.